Remember to search when necessary, and cite your sources for anything from search results. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council hummed with tension as Admiral Kim straightened her uniform. Towering aliens from across the galaxy looked down at her with barely disguised contempt. She was the sole human representative among them, and for the past 8 years, Earth had been treated as nothing more than a primitive curiosity. Admiral. Kim waited patiently as the council leader Park entered. His massive grey form moved with surprising grace, for a being 3 times her height. The chamber fell silent as he took his seat at the center of the curved table. "The human delegate may approach," Park announced, his deep voice echoing through the hall. Kim walked forward, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She had endured countless such meetings, each one more demeaning than the last. Earth had joined the galactic community following first contact, but the powerful hegemony had immediately classified humans as a Class 3 species, barely evolved enough for interstellar communication. Council records indicate Earth has failed to meet its resource quotas for the 3rd consecutive cycle, Park said, displaying holographic charts that floated in the air between them. "The hegemony has been patient with your primitive mining capabilities." Several alien delegates chuckled, their various appendages twitching with amusement. "Earth has provided exactly what was agreed upon in the original treaty," Kim replied calmly. "We request the Council honor those terms." Park's 6 eyes narrowed. "The terms have been adjusted to reflect the needs of the greater galactic community." An elegant delegate with silver skin leaned forward. "Perhaps the humans simply cannot understand the complex economics of galactic trade," she said with mock sympathy. Kim had memorized every delegate's name and species. This was Representative Yoon of the Mercantile Worlds, one of the hegemony's closest allies. "We understand perfectly," Kim replied. "Earth simply requests fair treatment under galactic law." Park slammed his massive hand on the table. "Fair? Your species barely discovered space travel 20 years ago. You exist because we allow it." The holographic display changed to show Earth, a blue jewel surrounded by hegemony warships permanently stationed in orbit. "The hegemony now requires 40% of all Earth resources," Park continued. "Water, minerals, biological specimens, all will be collected and distributed according to hegemony needs." Kim maintained her composure despite the outrageous demand. "Earth respectfully declines this new arrangement." The chamber erupted with gasps and murmurs. No minor species had ever directly refused a hegemony demand. Park rose to his full height, towering over Kim. "Perhaps I have not made myself clear. This is not a negotiation. You have 30 standard days to prepare your world for collection, or we will take what we need by force." Kim looked up at him, her expression unchanged. "Is the hegemony declaring war on Earth?" "War?" Park laughed, a rumbling sound that shook small objects on the council table. "One does not declare war on insects. One simply steps on them when they become bothersome." The alien delegates laughed along with him, secure in their superiority. 30 days, Park repeated. "The hegemony battle fleet will arrive in Earth orbit on the 30th day. Be prepared to submit or face extinction." Kim bowed slightly, the perfect picture of human submission. The Council's message will be delivered to Earth's leaders. As she turned to leave, Representative Yoon called out, "Do try to explain it simply to your government. We understand complex concepts are difficult for humans." Kim did not respond to the insult as she exited the Grand Hall. Only when she reached her small transport ship did she allow her mask to fall. Her hands shook, not with fear but with anticipation. For 8 years, she had endured their condescension. For 8 years, Earth had played the role of a weak, primitive world. In her private cabin, Kim activated a secure communication line to Earth. President Lee's face appeared on the screen, his expression serious. "They've made their move," Kim reported. 40% of all Earth resources, 30 days to comply." Lee nodded slowly. "Their final demand?" "Yes. They're sending the battle fleet." A smile slowly spread across the president's face. "Then it's time. Protocol revelation is authorized." Kim felt a weight lift from her shoulders. "I've waited 8 years to hear those words." "Return home, Admiral," Lee said. Your mission in pretending to be a mere diplomat is complete. The USS Blackstar awaits its commander. Kim's eyes gleamed. The hegemony believes we have a handful of outdated ships and minimal orbital defenses. Let them believe that for 30 more days, Lee replied. For 8 years we've hidden our true capabilities while studying their weaknesses. They think they're dealing with a primitive species that barely understands space travel. Soon they'll understand exactly who they've threatened, Kim said. As her ship departed the Galactic Council station, Kim watched alien vessels pass by, their crews unaware that Earth had detected alien signals 20 years before official first contact. For 2 decades, humanity had united in secret, building defenses and studying the stars. The world had maintained a clever facade, appearing divided and primitive, while developing technologies that would shock the galaxy. In 30 days, the hegemony would learn the truth. In 30 days, the USS Blackstar, Earth's secret supercarrier, hidden beneath the Pacific Ocean, would rise, and the galaxy would never be the same. 5 kilometers beneath the Pacific Ocean, Captain Song walked through the massive central corridor of the USS Blackstar. Around him, 20,000 crew members worked with quiet focus. For years they had trained in this secret underwater base, waiting for the day they would reveal themselves to the galaxy. "Status report," Song said as he entered the bridge. Officer Han looked up from her station. "All systems are ready, Captain. Quantum shields at full capacity. Gravity weapons primed and tested." Song nodded, pleased with the report. The Blackstar was the largest ship ever built by human hands, nearly 4 kilometers in length and housing advanced technology that the rest of the galaxy believed was centuries beyond Earth's capabilities. "And our sister ships?" Song asked. "The Nighthawk, Phoenix, and Valkyrie report ready status," Han replied. "The entire Pacific Fleet is prepared for emergence." 20 years ago, when Earth first detected alien radio signals, the world's nations had secretly united. While maintaining the appearance of division and primitive technology, humanity had pooled its resources into the Earth Defense Initiative. The Blackstar was its crown jewel, but it was far from alone. Song moved to the massive view screen that showed the ocean outside. Dim lights revealed other enormous shapes in the darkness, dozens of warships and support vessels, all hidden from alien observation. "Message from Admiral Kim," announced Communications Officer Kang. "Her transport has entered Earth's atmosphere. She'll reach Pacific Command in 3 hours." Song checked the time. 27 days until the hegemony arrives. We'll be ready to welcome them properly." He remembered when the first alien ship had appeared 8 years ago. Earth had already been preparing for 12 years by then. World leaders had made the difficult decision to appear primitive and submissive, giving humans time to study the aliens and their technology while completing the defense fleet. "Captain," called Officer Bay from the science station, "we've completed analysis of the hegemony fleet movements. Their battleships rely heavily on plasma-based weapon systems. Our quantum shields should hold against their attacks." Song moved to examine the data. "And their defensive capabilities?" "Their shield technology is advanced, but their ships have a significant weakness," Bay explained, highlighting sections of the alien vessels. "Their engines are vulnerable to targeted gravity disruption. One precise strike could disable a hegemony battleship without destroying it." Song smiled. "Excellent work. We don't want to destroy them. Just show them they've severely underestimated humanity." A soft alarm sounded, and the massive screens switched to show a different section of the Blackstar. Engineers were running final tests on the gravity manipulation drive, technology the aliens believed was impossible. In a training bay, hundreds of pilots practiced with advanced fighter craft. Unlike the outdated ships Earth had revealed to the galaxy, these fighters were equipped with quantum technology that allowed them to move in ways that defied conventional physics. "The Antarctic Fleet reports all systems green," Kang announced. "Arctic, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean fleets also confirm ready status." Song nodded. The Blackstar was just one of 5 supercarriers hidden across Earth's oceans. The others, Stormbreaker in the Atlantic, Thunderchild in the Arctic, Leviathan in the Antarctic, and Kraken in the Indian Ocean, were all preparing to emerge when the time came. "And our orbital defenses?" Song asked. "Stealth satellites are in position," Han replied. "The moment protocol revelation is activated, they'll drop their cloaking fields and reveal our orbital defense grid." The aliens believed Earth had only a handful of primitive defense satellites. They had no idea that thousands of advanced weapons platforms had been positioned throughout the solar system, hidden by technology that made them invisible to standard scans. Song left the bridge and took a lift down to the main hangar bay. The doors opened to reveal a space so vast it seemed impossible to exist underwater. Hundreds of fighters and support craft were arranged in perfect formation, their crews making final preparations. "Captain on deck," shouted a nearby officer, and everyone snapped to attention. "At ease," Song said. "Continue your work." He walked among the men and women who had trained for years in secret. Many had families who believed they worked on deep-sea research vessels or remote military bases. The secrecy had been necessary. "But difficult, sir," a young pilot approached. "Is it true we're finally going to show ourselves?" Song nodded. "In 27 days, the hegemony comes to threaten Earth. Instead of finding a helpless planet, they'll meet the full might of humanity." The pilot smiled. "I've waited 5 years for this moment, sir." "We all have," Song replied. "Some have waited much longer." His mind turned to the scientists who had first detected the alien signals, the leaders who had made the difficult decision to hide Earth's true potential, and the millions of people who had worked in secret to build the hidden fleet. Soon the USS Blackstar would rise from the depths of the Pacific. Soon the galaxy would learn that humanity was not the primitive species they believed. Soon the hegemony would understand the terrible mistake they had made in threatening Earth. And Captain Song would be there to see the look on their alien faces when they realized the truth. Day 29 of the ultimatum dawned clear and bright over the Pacific Ocean. From her command center beneath the waves, Admiral Kim watched as the massive hegemony battle fleet arrived in Earth orbit. Thousands of alien warships positioned themselves in attack formation, their weapons systems powering up. "They've arrived early," Kim noted calmly. "Typical hegemony tactics, trying to catch us unprepared." Captain Song stood at her side, watching the screens that showed the alien armada. "They brought more ships than our intelligence suggested." Kim smiled. "They want to make sure we understand how outmatched we are." On the main screen, the image of Council Leader Park appeared, his massive grey form filling the frame. "People of Earth," he announced, his voice broadcast on all frequencies. "Your time has expired. The hegemony requires your immediate surrender and the transfer of 40% of all planetary resources." "Should I respond?" Communications Officer Kang asked. Admiral Kim nodded. "Audio only. Let's not show them our command center yet." Kim's voice was steady as she addressed the alien fleet. "This is Admiral Kim of Earth Defense Forces. The people of Earth reject your ultimatum. We will not surrender our resources or our sovereignty." Park's 6 eyes widened slightly in surprise. "You were merely a diplomat. There is no Earth Defense Force." "There is much about Earth you do not know," Kim replied. "You have 30 minutes to withdraw your fleet from Earth." "Space." Park's rumbling laughter echoed through the command center. "You threaten the most powerful military force in the galaxy with your handful of primitive ships. Perhaps humans are more delusional than we thought." Kim ended the transmission and turned to Captain Song. "Are we ready?" "All fleets report ready." "Status," Song confirmed. "Orbital defense grid standing by. All ships are at battle stations." Kim took a deep breath. For 20 years, humanity had prepared for this moment. Activate protocol revelation. Throughout Earth's orbit, thousands of previously invisible defense satellites dropped their cloaking fields, suddenly appearing on alien sensors. On the surface, massive bay doors opened in the ocean floor as water began to churn. In the hegemony flagship, alarms blared as sensors detected the sudden appearance of Earth's defense grid. "What is this?" Park demanded, his officers rushing. "To analyze the new data. Unknown defense systems activating across Earth's orbit," reported his second-in-command. "They weren't there before." "Impossible," Park shouted. "Scan again." Before his officers could respond, the Pacific Ocean began to part as something enormous rose from the depths. Water cascaded off the massive hull of the USS Blackstar as it emerged into sunlight for the first time. 4 kilometers of advanced technology, bearing weapons the hegemony had never seen, lifted into the sky. It was not alone. Dozens of support vessels surfaced alongside it, their quantum shields shimmering as they activated. Across the planet, the oceans churned as 4 more supercarriers emerged: Stormbreaker from the Atlantic, Thunderchild from the Arctic, Leviathan from the Antarctic, and Kraken from the Indian Ocean. In his flagship, Park watched in disbelief as Earth's hidden fleet revealed itself. How is this possible? Their technology was primitive. We monitored them for years. His tactical officer's voice shook. These ships are reading as more advanced than our newest battle cruisers. Their shield technology it's beyond anything in our database. The USS Blackstar rose steadily through the atmosphere, its massive engines defying gravity with barely a sound. Admiral Kim stood on the bridge, now dressed in her full military uniform, rather than the simple diplomatic attire she had worn for 8 years. "Open a channel to the hegemony." "Flagship," she ordered. Park's face appeared on screen, his expression a mixture of shock and rage. "What deception is this?" "Not deception, Council Leader," Kim replied. "Prudence. When Earth detected your signals 20 years ago, we chose to study you before revealing ourselves. We observed how the hegemony treats those it considers weak. So we appeared weak while building our strength. You will pay for this insult," Park snarled. "All ships open fire." The hegemony fleet launched its attack, thousands of plasma weapons firing simultaneously at the Earth vessels. But the quantum shields held, absorbing the energy without strain. "No return fire," Kim ordered. "Activate gravity manipulation weapons. Target their engines and weapon systems only." Officer Han pressed a sequence of controls. Gravity weapons activated, targeting hegemony flagship first. Invisible waves of distorted gravity reached out from the Blackstar, precisely targeting the hegemony vessels. On Park's flagship, alarms blared as systems began to fail. Weapons powered down, engines stalled, and artificial gravity fluctuated wildly. "What's happening?" Park demanded as he floated from his command chair. "Unknown weapon effect," his science officer reported, clinging to a console. "It's altering gravity fields within the ship. All major systems are failing." Within minutes, the flagship was completely disabled, floating helplessly in space. Throughout the hegemony fleet, hundreds of ships experienced the same fate as Earth's gravity weapons took hold. Not a single shot had been fired, not a single life had been lost, but the most powerful fleet in the galaxy now drifted powerless. In Earth orbit, Admiral Kim opened a channel to all hegemony vessels. "This demonstration is complete. As you can see, we could have destroyed your entire fleet. Instead, we chose to disable your ships temporarily." She paused, looking directly at the stunned Council Leader. "The hegemony threatened Earth because you thought we were weak. Now you understand your mistake. When your ships regain power in 1 hour, you will return to hegemony space and inform your leaders that Earth is not open to colonization or exploitation." As the Blackstar moved among the disabled alien vessels, its massive hull gleaming in the sunlight, the truth dawned across the galaxy. Humanity was not the primitive species everyone had believed. And the hegemony had made a terrible error in judgment. News of Earth's hidden fleet spread across the galaxy faster than light. Species that had suffered under hegemony rule for centuries watched in awe as images of the USS Blackstar and its sister ships circulated through secure channels. For the first time in living memory, the mighty hegemony had been defeated without a single shot fired. 3 days after the revelation of Earth's true power, Admiral Kim stood on the bridge of the Blackstar as it approached the Galactic Council station. Unlike her previous visits as a humble diplomat, she now arrived commanding the most advanced warship in known space. "The Council is requesting docking protocols," Officer Kang reported. "They seem nervous." Kim smiled slightly. "Send them." "Our requirements. The Blackstar will remain in position. I will take a shuttle to the station." Captain Song looked concerned. "Is it wise to go alone, Admiral?" "I won't be alone," Kim replied. "You'll accompany me with a security detail, and the Blackstar will be watching." When Kim's shuttle docked at the station, a very different reception awaited her than in previous years. Where once she had been ignored or mocked, now representatives from a dozen species lined the corridor, their expressions a mixture of fear, respect, and hope. Council Leader Park was noticeably absent. In his place stood Representative Yoon, her silver skin reflecting the station lights. "Admiral Kim," Yoon said with a deep bow, "the Galactic Council welcomes Earth's delegation with the highest honors." Kim nodded politely. "A change from my last visit." Yoon's discomfort was visible. "The Council acknowledges that errors in judgment were made. We hope to establish a new relationship with Earth based on mutual respect." "That would be welcome," Kim replied. "But first, we have matters to discuss regarding the hegemony's actions toward not just Earth, but all independent worlds." In the Grand Council chamber, Kim took a seat at the main table, a position reserved for major powers. Captain Song stood behind her, along with 4 security officers in sharp Earth Defense Force uniforms. "The hegemony has withdrawn its battle fleet from Earth orbit," Kim began. "But we understand similar fleets threaten dozens of worlds across the galaxy." "This ends now," Yoon shifted uncomfortably. "The internal affairs of the hegemony are no longer internal when they involve threats against sovereign planets," Kim interrupted. "Earth proposes a new alliance of independent worlds, free from hegemony control." As if on cue, a communication came through on the main screen. It showed the planet Novo, a world that had suffered under hegemony rule for generations. Its leader, President Tay, appeared with determination in his eyes. "Novo formally requests Earth's protection," Tay announced. "The hegemony has extracted our resources for 200 years. Today we declare our independence." Yoon rose in alarm. "This is outrageous. Novo is a hegemony protectorate." "Not anymore," Kim replied calmly. Alert suddenly sounded throughout the council station. On the main screen, a hegemony battle group appeared, moving toward Novo with clear intent. "They wouldn't dare," Captain Song muttered. But the hegemony ships pressed forward, entering Novo's orbit and powering up weapons. Their commander appeared on screen. "Novo belongs to the hegemony," he declared. "This rebellion will be crushed as an example to others who might consider defiance." Kim stood, her expression calm but determined. "Captain Song, return to the Blackstar. Deploy to Novo immediately." "What about you, Admiral?" Song asked. "I'll continue our diplomatic mission here," Kim replied. "Show the hegemony what happens when they threaten our allies." Within minutes, the Blackstar disappeared into a quantum slip, a form of faster-than-light. Travel the hegemony had believed impossible for humans. The massive ship reappeared near Novo just as the hegemony vessels began their attack. Captain Song wasted no time. "All ships, defensive positions around Novo. Extend quantum shields to cover the planet. Target hegemony weapon systems with gravity disruptors." The Blackstar moved with impossible speed for a vessel of its size, positioning itself between the hegemony fleet and the planet. Its quantum shields expanded, creating a protective bubble around Novo that absorbed the enemy fire without strain. "Hegemony vessels, this is Captain Song of the Earth Defense Force," Song transmitted. "Your actions constitute an act of war against a protected world. Stand down immediately," the hegemony commander laughed. "One ship against our battle group? The stories of Earth's power must be exaggerated." Song's expression remained neutral. "This is your final warning." When the hegemony ships continued their attack, Song gave the order. "Activate targeted gravity weapons. Disable their fleet without destruction." The Blackstar's advanced weapons reached out, manipulating the fabric of space itself. Around the hegemony vessels, gravity suddenly intensified. The ships struggled against forces 1,000 times normal gravity, their hulls groaning under the pressure. "Reduce power to 95%, Song ordered. "We want to disable, not destroy." One by one, the hegemony ships went dark, their systems overloaded by the precise gravity attacks. Within 15 minutes, the entire battle group floated, helplessly in space. Back at the Galactic Council, Admiral Kim watched the battle unfold on the main screen. The representatives of dozens of worlds stared in amazement as a single Earth vessel defeated a hegemony battle group without firing a conventional shot. Earth offers alliance to any world seeking independence from the hegemony, Kim announced to the stunned council. We have hidden long enough. Now we will help create a galaxy where all species are free from tyranny. As she spoke, reports came in from across the galaxy. 7 more worlds had declared independence from the hegemony, and in orbit around each planet, Earth vessels had appeared, their quantum shields ready to protect their new allies. The counter-offensive had begun. The hegemony's reign was coming to an end. 1 month after Earth revealed its true power, the Grand Council chamber looked very different. Where once the hegemony had dominated all proceedings, now representatives from 30 newly independent worlds sat alongside Earth delegates. The USS Blackstar floated outside the station viewports, a constant reminder of the shift in power. Council Leader Park entered the chamber, but not as its leader. He walked with less confidence now, his once imposing frame seeming smaller. The hegemony, which had controlled 70% of known space, had lost half its territories in just 4 weeks. Admiral Kim waited at the center table, flanked by Captain Song and representatives from Earth's new allies. She wore her formal Earth Defense Force uniform, no longer needing to hide behind diplomatic attire. The hegemony is prepared to discuss terms, Park announced, his voice lacking its former authority. Kim nodded. Please be seated. This is not about punishment, but creating a better galaxy for all species. The terms were projected for all to see. The hegemony would recognize the independence of all worlds that had joined Earth's alliance. A new galactic council would be formed where all species had equal voice, regardless of their technology level. Resource extraction would require fair payment and consent. These terms are... Park hesitated, searching for words. Fair, Kim finished for him. More than fair, considering the hegemony's actions over the centuries. Park looked at her with... His 6 eyes narrowed. How long has Earth possessed these capabilities? You developed faster-than-light travel and quantum technology while pretending to barely understand basic spaceflight. Kim allowed herself a small smile. We detected your signals 20 years ago. We developed FTL travel 15 years ago. We could have revealed ourselves immediately, but we chose to watch and learn first. Learn what? Park asked. Who would treat us with dignity when they thought we were weak? Kim replied. Those are the allies worth having. She gestured to the representatives from Novo and other formerly oppressed worlds. These worlds showed kindness to Earth delegates, even when they believed we had nothing to offer. Others, her eyes fixed on Park, showed only contempt. Outside the viewports, a new ship appeared from Quantum Slip. The USS Nighthawk, sister ship to the Blackstar, took position near the station. Unlike the Blackstar's sleek black hull, the Nighthawk gleamed silver in the starlight. Another of your hidden vessels? Park asked, unable to hide his discomfort. Earth built 5 supercarriers and hundreds of support ships, while your observers believed we were struggling with basic rocket technology, Kim explained. It wasn't easy maintaining that deception for 8 years. The meeting continued for hours, as the details of the new galactic order were discussed. When it concluded, a historic agreement had been signed. The hegemony would continue to exist, but as one power among many rather than the dominant force in the galaxy. As Park prepared to leave, Captain Song approached him. The former council leader looked at the human with a mixture of curiosity and resentment. There is something I don't understand, Park said quietly. You could have destroyed us completely. The Blackstar alone could have eliminated our entire battle fleet. Why show mercy? Song considered the question carefully. Humanity has had its own dark chapters. We've fought terrible wars among ourselves. We've learned that true strength isn't about destruction, it's about protection. Protection, Park repeated, as if the concept was foreign to him. Yes, Song nodded. Earth didn't build the Blackstar to conquer. We built it to defend, not just ourselves, but any who need protection. Park looked out at the massive ship. And if the hegemony were to rebuild its forces, to challenge Earth again? Song's expression remained calm. Then you would discover that what we've revealed is only a fraction of Earth's true capabilities. The Blackstar is impressive, but it's not our most advanced technology. Park's eyes widened slightly. That's not possible. Song smiled. We revealed what was necessary to end the threat against Earth and our allies. We keep other technologies in reserve, just in case. After Park departed, Admiral Kim found Captain Song looking out at the stars. You told him about our other technologies, Kim noted. Song nodded. A small deception for peace. The hegemony needs to believe we hold even greater power in reserve. It's not entirely a deception, Kim replied. Earth scientists develop new technologies daily. The quantum communication system is nearly ready for deployment. Together they watched as ships from a dozen worlds gathered around the Blackstar. One suppressed species now traveled freely, protected by Earth's fleet. Did you ever imagine this? Outcome when we detected their first signals 20 years ago? Song asked. Kim shook her head. We hoped to find peaceful allies. Instead, we found a galaxy in need of change. On the main screen, a message appeared from Earth. President Lee had called for the first meeting of the new Alliance of Free Worlds. Earth would host representatives from 50 planets, some newly freed from hegemony control, others long-independent worlds that had watched recent events with interest. The USS Blackstar will transport the delegates, Kim decided. It's fitting that the ship that changed the galaxy should carry those who will shape its future. As the Blackstar prepared to return to Earth, news arrived that 3 more hegemony worlds had requested independence and protection. Captain Song smiled at the report. It seems we'll be busy for quite some time, he said. Admiral Kim nodded. Humanity kept itself hidden while we prepared for the worst. Now we can finally show the galaxy our best. The Blackstar's engines glowed softly as it moved away from the station, its massive form sleek and powerful against the backdrop of stars. Once a secret, now it had become a symbol of hope for countless worlds across the galaxy. Humanity had revealed itself at last, and the galaxy would never be the same.